Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to just use your initials OB, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, and you're one of my online students, and you've completed, I think, 2 specific practice tests. So first of all, I'm getting ready to download the first one, so let me take a look at the question. This is independent speaking practice test number 5. As you know, I have over 300 topics for you to practice. This one is describe an important person in your life, then explain why the person is important to you. So this is a difficult question because the first part of the question is asking you to describe the person, then explain why the person is important. So let us download. I'm going to download what you've said so I can listen to it and comment on it. So I want to go ahead and play it through one time first, and then I'll comment the second time.
Hi there, Michael. I hope you are doing fine, and it's my second voice record. The question is...
Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you.
In a person's life, he or she has had many influential people such as a mother, a father, a sibling, a close relative, or a friend.
You want to say relative there. You're having some word stress issues with that. Again, relative.
Describe an important person in your life. Then explain why the person is important to you. Be sure to use details and examples to support your ideas. So the question belongs to practice test 5, free choice of the TOEFL online course. And the response, in my life, the important person which influenced me the most is my father, for 2 reasons. First, my father helped me in every step of my life. For instance, a few months ago, I wanted to take a decision to achieve the first position among my classmates in my school. So when my father aware, then my father gave me some good tips and some advice, and I achieved the first positions. Second, my father encouraged me and still encouraged me to study, to be diligent, and to be painstaking. For instance, now in our society, the people respect me the most among my friends because I'm hard worker, painstaking, diligent, and I have those achievements, and I became unique among my friends. And those all achievements are because of my father encouraged.
You know, because of my father's encouragement. Use a noun there. So you had quite a few language use issues with this response, so let's go back to the beginning.
Be sure to use details and examples to support your ideas or a friend. Describe an important such as a mother, a father, a sibling, a close relative, or a friend. Describe an important person in your life. Then explain why the person is important to you.
Got it. And that's what we just understood a minute ago. So describe the person. See, this is what I don't think you really did. You talked about why your father is important, but you didn't really adequately describe him. Who is he? For example, OB, if I see your father in a room and there's 10 different men in the room, how will I identify your father from all the other men in the room? Is he tall? Is he short? Is he handsome? Is he medium or big build, or is he fairly skinny? You know, how would you describe him? His physical, maybe personality features. I think that can be important. All right, let's keep going.
Be sure to use details and examples to support your ideas. So the question belongs to practice test 5, free choice of the TOEFL online course.
Here we go, buddy.
And the response, In my life, the important person which influenced me the most is my
I would say the important person who influenced me. We use who to talk about people, which to refer to things. So that is an inappropriate use of that particular word. So go to the grammar part of my course, study adjective clauses to learn more about that.
father for two reasons. First, my father.
So it's not just why your father is important. You have to talk about who he is and then explain why he's important. So your strategy wasn't exactly answering both parts of the question. I recommend take maybe 15 to 20 seconds describing your father first and then give a reason explaining why he is important to you.
Helped me in every step of my life.
Okay.
For instance, a few months ago, I wanted to take a decision to achieve the first position.
I would say I wanted to, let me go back to what you just said.
For instance, a few months ago, I wanted to take a decision to
I wanted to take a decision. No, I wanted to make a decision. We use make when we talk about decisions.
achieve the first position among my classmates in my school.
Nice use of the word among. Very good.
So when my father aware, then
When my father aware, no, I wouldn't use it as a verb. Say, when my father became aware of my goal, right? So you're leaving out some important words there, so you're not fully explaining your ideas.
my father gave me some good tips and some advice, and I achieved the first positions.
You might say, and as a result, I achieved the first position. So if you say as a result or consequently, then you're tying the two ideas together, and it's easier to understand the connection of your idea.
Second, my father encouraged me and still encouraged me to.
So my father encouraged me and still encourages. Once you use the word still, you no longer want to use the past. You want to use the simple present, the third person S. My father still encourages me.
Most to study, to be diligent, and
To study and to be diligent. You can't just say encourage me to study and diligent. Encourages me to study and to be diligent.
to be painstaking.
Painstaking is not the word you're looking for. I think you might want to say they're patient, the adjective. To be patient. I think that's a better choice of vocabulary.
For instance, now in our society, the people respect me the most among my friends because I'm hard worker, painstaking,
Because I am a hard worker, and then maybe say patient.
diligent, and I have those achievements, and I became unique among my friends. And those all achievements are because of my father encouraged.
Because of my
Finish.
father's encouragement, right?
Hi there, Michael. I hope.
Okay, now let's take a look at what score you will get and why. Okay, so let me click on the independent rubrics here. With this one, as I pointed out, a lot of language use issues, and with topic development, you didn't really answer the first part of the question. So because of some language use, some topic development problems, you also have some delivery issues. But with this response, I think your score is going to be lower because of language use and topic development. So your score here, I'm going to put you at 2.1 out of 4, 17 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. All right. Now what we want to do is, I'm going to go to your next one. So this is number 6. So you want to achieve a score of 23 or 24. So on the previous response, you cannot get that score with the language use issues that you had. You cannot do it. That's really what's bringing your score down the most. Okay, this one is independent speaking task number 6. So which you think is better, living on campus in dorms or living off campus in apartments? Now, like I did before, let me listen to the whole thing first before I make the comments.
Hi there, Michael, the founder and instructor of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL.
How's it going, buddy?
And this is Obaidullah, one of your TOEFL course students. And in this time, I'd respond a question in 45 seconds.
Okay.
I was hoping if you could evaluate my pronunciation skills.
Yes.
Give me some advice and give me a score.
Yes.
And I was hoping also if I can achieve a score of 22, 23 or 24 out of 30.
Okay.
And the question is, some students like to live on campus in dormitories, others like to live off campus in apartments. Which do you think is better, living on campus in dormitories or living off campus in apartments?
All right, go
Give
for it.
specific reasons and examples to support your point of view. So the response is, now I realize that the people may prefer that students should live off campus in apartments, but what I think is better that the students should live on campus in dormitories for two reasons. First of all, the students can share experiences and best kind of solutions with each other. For instance, a few years ago, I was living in a dorm in a secondary school. So there, one day I found a problem in my lessons. So my friend, which lived also in my dorm, gave me some advice, and because of those advice, I solved my problem. And second, living in the dormitory also makes the student feel more a part of the campus community. There are more opportunities for becoming involved in campus activities and networking with student leaders and campus administration. Finish.
All right. So let's go back and listen to it again. So it's about 35 seconds into the recording.
Like to live off campus in apartments. Which do you think is better, living on campus in dormitories or living off campus in apartments? Give specific reasons and examples to support your point of view. So the response is, now I realize that the people may prefer that students should live off campus in apartments, but what I think is better that the students should live on campus in dormitories for two reasons.
It's a little bit weird now that I realize that. No, that doesn't work. What if you say, even though some students prefer to live off campus, I prefer to live on campus because, and then state your support point 1, and then your support point 2, and then that's a very focused introduction. So the way that you framed your topic statement in the beginning was a little bit confusing, especially now that I realize. If you say, now that I realize, living off campus has benefits, I will begin living off campus forever after. So when you're using now that, I think you want to use what's called expected result, not unexpected result. So again, I think even though or although would have been much better than the way you started your particular response. And don't just say for two reasons. You want to state those supporting points in the beginning. I think that's important. It really helps to focus your introduction. So I do have a lesson, speaking lesson number 2. This is a really good lesson that will give you some tips. I'll even show you 5 different kinds of grammar structures that you can use to organize your topic statement. So take a look at that particular lesson.
First of all, the students can share experiences and best kind of solutions with each other. For instance, a few years ago, I was living in a dorm in a secondary school. So there, one day I found a problem in my lessons. So my friend, which lived also in my dorm, gave me some advice, and because of those advice, I solved my problem. And second,
I wouldn't say those advice, because those we use with plural nouns, and advice is an uncount noun. So you can say because of that advice, or because of this advice. So I think that would work better there. So that's a language use error. By the way, that was a good example. Your example is important. It really helps to illustrate why living on campus is important. So I liked that particular part of your response.
Living in the dormitory also makes the student feel more a part of the campus community.
I like the word also. So now you're connecting or combining your second benefit with the first benefit. So that was a good transition. You made a great transition from your first point to your second point.
There are more opportunities for becoming involved in campus activities and networking with student leaders and campus administration. Finish.
You see, so the problem is with the second idea, you brought up the second idea. The lights just turned off. Hold on. Okay, I'm back here. Okay, here's the problem. With the second idea, you ran out of time and you didn't really support it with any specific details, so you had some problems managing your time. And remember, the beginning of your response, you took a little bit too long kind of setting everything up. It was a little bit awkward. So I think you had some problems with topic development, particularly when you moved to your second idea. So it probably would have been better had you not even brought it up, because once you bring it up, then you have to give the details to support it, which you did not do. So that is a problem with topic development. So you had some minor language use issues. Remember, with uncount nouns, you have to use singular type things like because of that or this advice, that particular problem. Topic development, you had problems of you ran out of time, so you weren't able to really manage your time effectively on this one. But still, I think that this response was a lot better than the one you did before. You had better control of your grammar and your vocabulary. You had a pretty good solid organization of ideas and not a lot of major problems with delivery. So on this one, I'm going to put you here at about between 22 and 23 points out of 30, 2.83 to 3.0. So this was your best response out of the two that you just completed. All right?